2.5 years ago, I was very down bad. I had just gone through a breakup. The girl I was dating left me, and I got out of that relationship thinking, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna have more options and I'm gonna go on more dates. I'm gonna get a new girlfriend. But it was just total dry season for the longest time. Like, I was getting no messages back from girls on Instagram. I'd go on Tinder, barely have any matches, and I was in a position where I was so down bad in my dating life. And when I think back to it, I think like, well, yeah, no shit. Because the reason why the girl that I was with had left me was because I completely fell off of everything I was doing. I stopped hitting the gym as much. I stopped being my best self. I started just sitting around, being lazy all the time, never going out and doing anything fun, just playing a bunch of video games and wasting time. And I had to ask myself, kind of a bit of a brutal question, which is, why would any girl want to be with me? Like, as a girl, how could you look at this, the life I was living, and find that attractive? And chances are, like, you may be in the same spot where you're not getting much attention from women, you're struggling a bit. So in this video, I just want to explain to you how you can get on the right path. Because after just, 6 to 7 months of doing the right things, I had a much better physique. I was getting more attention from women. I was going on more dates and honestly being very successful. And then a bit later on, about another half year or about another, I'm struggling with the dates, but about a year later, I think after that, a year after that, I ended up getting a new girlfriend. So, I just got my life in a much better spot with dating and just because I put in the right work. So I just want to make this video to explain to you that you can make that same change and you can do it as well. So no matter how much you're struggling right now, no matter, oh, I'm short, oh, I'm not good looking, you can make a change and you can improve yourself. So with that all being said, okay, step number 1, you gotta cut out the BS. You gotta look at your day-to-day life and ask, like, what type of habits am I doing? Am I doing the things that's gonna lead to me being my best self? Because women wanna look at you as a man and say, that's a man who I trust can lead a relationship. That's a man I trust that if shit hits the fan and shit starts going bad, he'll be able to lead us through it and, get our lives back on a good path. But how could any woman trust you to lead her when you can't even lead yourself, when you can't even lead your own life in a good way? Right? Back when I was struggling, it was like I had no ambition. I was just, maybe going to school, maybe going to the gym after, then just playing a bunch of video games, staying up late, going out and drinking every weekend. And it's like, well, yeah, like why would any girl want to be with you if that's the type of life that you live? So you got to ask yourself, like, how can I improve myself? How can I cut out these bad habits and start inputting better ones and get on the right path? Because the truth is, all these habits, the drinking, the smoking, the video games, the staying up late, the not being your best self, those are going to hold you back from being your best self if you don't cut those things out. And later on, we'll talk about, the things you can add in, the things you can do. But the truth is, I actually think with self-improvement, it's just as important cutting out the bad things as it is adding in the good ones. Like, you can have a great morning routine, you can go to the gym, you can do all these good things, but if you're still doing the bad habits, the vices, they're going to hold you back. So first, you got to cut out these bad things. So you got to just stop doing them. Now, I get what you might be saying. Oh, but I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy eating junk food. I enjoy going out and drinking. And to that I say, okay, fair enough. I get it. I'm not saying you can never play any video games. I'm not saying that you can never go out and have a good time with your friends. There's nothing wrong with doing those things, but it's about doing them in moderation, right? Playing some video games on the weekend after a long week of hard work for a couple of hours, there's nothing wrong with that. Just having a little bit of fun with your friends. I don't see any problems with that whatsoever. Or going out and getting a drink with a girl, or going to a party on the weekend with some of your friends, a couple times a month or so, or going out with your family and getting a cheeseburger, taking a girl on a date and getting an ice cream. Yeah, bro, there is no problem with that whatsoever. That's completely okay. Life is about enjoying yourself and having fun. But here's the deal. Eating McDonald's on a random Wednesday, multiple times a week, That's unacceptable. Like, that's just doing the wrong thing. Or playing video games for 3 hours every single night when you could be working hard on yourself and improving yourself. That's also unacceptable. So it's not about never doing these things that are fun. It's just about doing them in moderation and making sure that you're taking care of business, right? You got to earn your right to have fun, right? Like the Beastie Boys say, right? You got to fight for your right to party, okay? You got to put in the work and you got to do the hard things so you can earn the right to do the fun things. Now, step number 2, you got to transform yourself. Now, I know what you might be saying, but Frank, I thought this was a video about talking to girls and dating. Why are you talking about self-improvement? Oh, just tell me the 3 best things to do to get a girl to like me. Just tell me the best pickup. Shut up, bro. That right there is exactly why you're struggling. That is exactly what's holding you back. Because you're focused on the little small details. You're focused on the small things. A quote I've always loved is, "You attract the type of person that you are." So the truth is, right, if where you're at right now, you're a bit of a low value guy, you're not in great shape, you don't have any ambition, you're not living an attractive life, bro, like, no offense, but why would any girl want to be with you? And I know that might hurt you to hear that, but it's just the truth. So you got to think to yourself, well, what can I do to become the guy who attracts women? How can I transform myself into that person who women want to be with? So it's not so hard. You don't have to put in so much effort. And there's kind of two different things you got to do to transform yourself. First of all, it's the physical side of things, right? You got to get in the gym. You got to build a good physique. You got to get in better shape. Because so many guys will say, oh my gosh, oh, I'm not 6'4", oh, I'm not good looking, so I should just give up with dating. But you know what I say? Screw that. That's a terrible mindset to have. How is that ever going to help you? Yeah, you might not be very tall. You might not be like the greatest looking, but there's a lot about your looks that you can improve. There's a lot about your looks that you can change. Bro, I guarantee you, if you go build a 10 out of 10 aesthetic physique, right, that's going to significantly improve your attractiveness. Building a good physique can easily take any guy from like a 3 to a 7 or a 4 to an 8, right? And if you also combine, right, building a better physique, going to the gym every day, getting in better shape with also improving your style, the way you dress, your grooming, taking care of yourself, bro, there are no excuses. Now, you know what? Fair enough. Maybe you'll never be the guy who's 6'3" and good looking and confident, but the truth is you just got to focus on what you can control and not complain about everything else. A method I've always liked, right? A sort of thinking, I think I heard this from the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, is he'd always say, like, if I can't control something, I'm not going to worry about it. I can't control how tall I am, so I'm not going to care about that. I can't control how naturally good looking I am, so I'm not going to worry about that. That's the mindset that you got to have, and just improve the things that you can actually control. Then also, on top of improving yourself physically, you got to improve yourself mentally, your mindset, your confidence, right? How you carry yourself. Because the truth is, what a lot of guys don't realize is it's actually more about how you speak rather than what you say. What you say to a girl, yeah, it matters. You don't want to sound like an idiot and like say something stupid, but it's actually more important about the confidence you carry yourself with, right? If you walk into a party or whatever and you're all hunched over and you're looking like weak, no girl's gonna want to be with you. But picture yourself like how James Bond would walk somewhere, the type of confidence that James Bond would carry himself with. That's how you want to be as a man, right? You want to and it's not an arrogant confidence. It's not telling everyone, oh yeah, like I'm the greatest, I'm better than you, like Conor McGregor. It works for Conor McGregor, but that's probably not gonna work for most people. But it's more of like a quiet confidence. It's like, you're that guy, you know who you are, but you don't gotta tell everybody. And then on top of building that inner confidence, it's also just about practicing with women and improving your game. Now, you might be asking, oh, well, what can I do to improve with women? What's the best pickup line? What's the best place to go for a date? I'm telling you, all of that bullshit advice that 99% of people talk about that they probably get from ChatGPT, it actually doesn't help you that much. What matters so much more is just that you're getting experience. What so many guys don't realize about dating is that just like everything else, dating is a skill. The reason why you struggle with women right now and you don't have a lot of confidence when you go on a date or you go and talk to a girl is just because you haven't done it enough. Because you haven't put in enough reps. For example, right, think about it like this analogy. Imagine if Kobe Bryant showed up to the basketball court for the first time ever, missed a few shots, and then quit because he just wasn't good. You'd be like, well, that's stupid. Like, you just haven't taken enough shots yet. You haven't practiced enough. Bro, talking to girls is the same exact way. The reason why you're not confident with women is because you haven't gone and approached enough women. You haven't taken enough shots. And the only way you're gonna get better is if you just humble yourself and you put in the work. Because now I know what you might be saying. Oh, but Frank, I'm not confident with women. I don't wanna get rejected. Rejection is just part of the process. You're gonna have to embrace it. You're just gonna have to embrace the failure, right? And rejection isn't failure, it's just a process to learn. Because something you gotta realize that one of my good mentors explained to me is that every time you get rejected, you're just getting better. Every time you step up to the baseball plate and you strike out, you get better at baseball because you learn what not to do. Talking to girls is the same way. Every time you walk up to a girl and you talk to her, you're gonna be more confident because you're gonna have more experience. Every time you get rejected, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna screw up and you're gonna learn, oh, like, I said that thing and that was really cringe. I won't do that again. Bro, side note, but the first time I ever approached a girl, it went so bad. It went so bad. I was at a party and I walked up to her and my first line was literally just like, oh, hey, are you having fun tonight? And she just like looked at me and just looked at her friends and laughed. And it was so awkward. But guess what? I learned from that and I got better and I improved. So that's the way that you got to go about it. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being so good at talking to girls right away. It's about just putting in the effort, getting a little bit better, and just having a good mindset. So, bro, if you're in a position right now where you're struggling with women quite a bit, you haven't been getting much attention, and you just feel like, kind of lonely and like you're struggling, I've been there before. I 100% get it, and it sucks. I know it does. And like, I don't make this video to make you feel bad. I make it to show you the possibilities that if you just do the right things and you focus yourself, you're disciplined, you improve yourself, you can get to living your dream life. You can get that dream girl that you want, that attractive girlfriend. You can become the type of man who is living a good life and who women want to be with. And not only just women, but like the type of life that makes you feel fulfilled, that makes you appreciate yourself. But it's all about putting in the work. I can make 1,000 videos about talking to women, about improving yourself, but if you do not take the action, nothing else matters. You have to put in the work. Nobody else is coming to save you. So just focus on getting a little bit better every day, improving yourself, becoming your best self, and asking yourself on a day-to-day basis, what would the best version of me be doing? And do those actions. And if you're like younger me, you're struggling a bit, but you'd like my help with dating and to, get that dream dating life that you want, the top link in the description, you can go there and you can book a free one-on-one call with me, and I'd love to chat with you, help you out, and get you achieving those results with your dating life that you want. But also, bro, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I know like every YouTuber says that, and it sounds like, oh yeah, like and subscribe, guys. But the truth is there are so many young men who are in this position where they're struggling. And I feel like my purpose is to help them improve their lives, help as many people as possible get their lives in a better spot. So, if you like and subscribe and more young men can see this video, that would just make the world such a better place. And, that's just my purpose. So yeah, like and subscribe so more young men can see videos like these. And yeah, I'll see you for the next video, bro. Take care.